Hey, my name is Gabby. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing my January TBR video, which will also include my Winterween TBR because Winterween is just a few days away. Can you believe it? Happy New Year! Happy 2024. I can't believe we are already in the year of 2024. Like, where has the time gone? It honestly feels like 2020 was yesterday, so I don't know how time is flying by so fast, but I could not be more excited about the fact that we are in a new year. I love the start of the new year. Like, there's nothing more magical to me than like a clean slate. We get to start over again. We get to make new goals, set new TBRs. I am so excited about it. So in this video, I'm going to be letting you know about my January TBR, which includes like things for like the book troop. I'm also going to be letting you know about some video plans that I have for this month. And I'm going to be letting you know all about my Winterween TBR, because if you didn't know, Winterween is a readathon that I'm going to be hosting in the month of January. It's going to be kicking off this Friday on January 5th, and it's going to be going through Thursday, January 11th. I thought it would be so much fun to just kick off, you know, the new year with a readathon. We were going to be reading all of the spooky things and all the fun things. Winterween is basically a readathon that's kind of like inspired by Halloween. And so last year we actually took a break off of Winterween, so we're actually going to be bringing it back in the month of January. I could not be more excited about that. So if you missed the Winterween announcement and you want to hear about all the different prompts and things that we have going on that week, I will have that link down below. But first things first, I wanted to let you know about the book troop pick for the month of January. I could not be more excited about the fact that we're going to be reading Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll. This book has been getting a lot of praise. I've actually been seeing this book on a lot of people's best books of 2023 videos, so that makes me incredibly excited to read this book in January with you. This one seems like it's gonna read as more of a like literary fiction or like literary suspense as opposed to like a mystery thriller, but this book also was nominated in the mystery thriller category at Goodreads this year. And from what I understand about this one, this story says it's actually inspired by the real life sorority targeted by America's first celebrity serial killer. I think I read an interview with the author talking about how this book was kind of inspired by the Ted Bundy case, so it is inspired by a true story, but this is a fictional book for anybody wondering. It is a fictional story and it follows the women who were like the victims of America's first celebrity serial killer. I am very excited to read this. I think it'll actually be the perfect follow-up to reading Notes on an Execution, which is what we read last month. So I'm really curious to read this one, and I'm so excited that this month, in the month of January, I'm going to be joined by two lovely booktuber friends for this live show. I'm going to be joined by Elizabeth from Reading Riley, as well as Jordan from Sorry Booked Solid. And I cannot be more excited to have these two on the channel. They are both such awesome content creators. I will have their channels linked down below if you are unfamiliar with their channels. But I think it's going to be so fun. I also love the fact that we all three of us have birthdays in the month of January. So we're also going to have to do a little birthday celebration in the live show. I think it's just going to be such a great time. So I hope you can join us in reading Bright Young Women this month. I also thought I would let you know that I have already announced the February and March book club picks. But in case you missed it, we're going to be reading The Reformatory by Tananarive Due in the month of February. And then in the month of March, we're going to be reading the book The Fury by Alex Michaelides. So just in case you wanted to put these books on your radar, you know, maybe pick up a copy, put them on hold at the library in case you need to do all of that, these are the next two books that we're going to be reading in February and March. I could not be more excited about that. I think it's going to be so much fun. I have a really good feeling about these first three picks for the book troop this year. Like, I really do think I could find a new favorite with these first three, so let's hope it goes well. Alright, so for my Winterween TBR, I have so many books on this TBR that I would like to get to. I don't know how entirely realistic this entire TBR is because, let's be real, I can only get to so many books within a week, right? But if you're wondering, I'm not going to be daily vlogging, but I am going to be posting multiple vlogs for Winterween. My goal is to post 3 vlogs for Winterween. I'm hoping to post the first 2 days, the next 2 days, and then the last 3 days all in the same vlog. I am going to be filming a little like Winterween music video with my sister, again, kind of like the one we did for Summerween for Ghosts on the Beach. This one is going to be a more like winter version of that, and I'm probably going to be showing that in my very first Winterween vlog, so definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm very excited about it. I think it's gonna be so much fun. But some of the books that I'm planning to read for Winterween, these are the 3 that I think I have guaranteed locked in, and then some of the other ones are just potentials for me. Like, for example, No One Can Know by Kate Alice Marshall. I think this is a book that I'm definitely gonna be trying to read for Winterween. I'm gonna be using this one for the W in the title, I think is the one that I'm gonna use this for. I don't know if this one has like a wintry setting or not, but if it does, I might try to use it for that prompt as well. I mean, I'm really excited about this because if you didn't know, Kate Alice Marshall, she's actually the author of What Lies in the Woods, which was a 5-star book troop pick for me last year, so I could not be more excited about the fact that she has a new release. This one, I don't know anything about this book other than it says 3 sisters, 2 murders, and too many secrets to count. Very hyped. Like, this is one of my most anticipated books of this year, so I am definitely going to be reading this one during Winterween. I'm also going to try to prioritize The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. This is a book that I've had on my TBR for quite some time now, and because it's like witches and like witch related, I think I'm going to be using this this prompt for like a book that has either witch in the title or witches on the cover, or even like purple on the cover. Like this one's definitely giving all of the vibes. I'm not exactly sure where this book lands genre-wise. I do think it's more of a romance book. It says a warm and uplifting novel about an isolated witch whose opportunity to embrace a quirky new family and a new love changes the course of her life. So I think there's some like found family elements of this. I think it might be a little bit like coming of age romance kind of vibe. I don't know, I've heard really great things about this one, and I feel like if there was ever a time for me to read this book, it would be during Winterween. Like I have to take full advantage of like the witchy vibes. I'm also for sure planning to read the book Paybacks, a Witch. I'm actually getting this one from my library. I just put it on hold, and my hold just came in today, so I'm gonna have to go pick it up. But this is one that I'm definitely planning to read. This one not only has like the witch, you know, in the title, but it also has purple on the cover, and it just completely fits the vibe for this readathon for me. I think this one is another romance book. I'm not entirely sure what this book is even about or like what goes on in it, but I'm gonna be reading it for this readathon, so you'll hear my thoughts. I also would really like to read Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates. This is another one that I don't really know too much about it. I know that my friend Jordaline, I think, read this one recently and really enjoyed it. Darcy Coates is an author that I've only read from like once before, and I wasn't the biggest fan of the Darcy Coates that I've read. I didn't know if like cozy horror is really my thing or not, but this one just feels like the perfect Winterween read. I mean, it literally has winter in the title. I'm gonna be reading this book for the prompt that's like to read a book with like a snowy or winter atmosphere. I'm getting this one on audio from my library, so I think I'm gonna be listening to the audiobook for this one. I can't wait. I really hope this is a win from Darcy Coates for me. I also might try to reread If We Were Villains, because my sister just gifted me this on Christmas. This is like actually one of my favorite books. I haven't read it in years. I actually read this book a number of years ago now. It's been a long time though since I've read it, and I thought it would be so fun to reread this book during Winterween. This is another one that has like the W's in the title that I could use it for that prompt. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna fit this into a prompt yet, but I thought this would be really fun for me to be able to reread this during the winter time. I do think this book might also have a winter setting. I don't know. I'm a little fuzzy on my memories of this book, so it's been a while. But some other books that I'm also thinking about reading include The Dead Take the A Train. This one is like a short story collection, I'm pretty sure, but this one has purple on the cover, and I'm also putting this one on hold in my library. I think my hold will come through in time for this readathon, so this one's an option. I also have The Lighthouse Witches by CJ Cook as an option, because this is a book that I've been wanting to read for years. I love CJ Cook. She wrote The Nesting, which is a book that I'm a huge fan of. So because this one has witches in the title, I'm considering reading this one. I think it's like a thriller horror book. And so I don't know, I just have a whole bunch of different options for things I'm thinking about reading. Let me know which ones you think I should prioritize. Also, if you're struggling to like look for different things like, oh, what books even have W in the title, or what books have purple on the cover, or if you're struggling with some of the prompts, over on the This Is Summerween Instagram, that's basically for Summerween and Winterween, I've been posting like little reels that are like, here are some books if you need ideas for this prompt over there. So you can follow that Instagram. I'll have it linked in the description so you can go and check it out. But over there, I've been posting reels to like give you some ideas for different prompts. So hopefully that helps. I mean, I'm not going to be strict about the prompts. Like, I think if you think that something can fit into these prompts, then like go ahead and read it. That's totally fine. But let me know what you're thinking about reading for Winterween, because I'm so excited to see what it's going to be on everybody's different TBRs. I've already seen Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates on so many people's Winterween TBRs, so like that's so exciting. There's also another book that I was considering reading for Winterween, but I don't know if this is one that I'll actually get to for Winterween, but it's A Winter in New York by Josie Silver. This is another book that I mentioned that I DNF'd it in December, but I only ended up reading like the first 10 pages of this or something like that, but I actually did just get the audiobook checked out from my library, so this is one that I'm thinking about reading in the month of January. I was gonna consider reading this for Winterween just because it does have some purple on the cover here, and it's like a winter in New York, so like I thought it would be perfect for like the winter setting prompt, but I don't know if I'm gonna get to this one during Winterween or not. You'll have to let me know if this is a book that you really think that I could enjoy, so that I can maybe try to prioritize it better if you think it's something that I would really like. I mean, the main reason why I'm intrigued by this is obviously because it takes place in New York, and we're following a chef, which also just sounds like a really fun profession to read about, so I'm definitely gonna try to read this one during January. I don't know if I'll get to it during Winterween, but I would like to read this month. I think too, I'm gonna be starting off the year with a reading vlog, but I have a bunch of different 2024 arcs that I would like to read for one reading vlog, and I think I'm gonna be trying to prioritize these 3 books. So the first arc that I have is Expiration Dates by Rebecca Surley, and this is the same author as In 5 Years and One Italian Summer, which are both books that I have read. I really enjoyed In 5 Years, and I thought One Italian Summer was okay, but this is an arc copy that I have. This book actually goes on sale in March this year, but this is one that I would like to read for a reading vlog where I read some like 2024 2024 arcs at the start of the year. I think that would be a fun way for me to kick off the year. This one is really interesting to me because from what I understand, this one is more of a like, you know, contemporary kind of like romance type of story. This one sounds interesting and unique because we follow this character named Daphne Bell, and every time she meets a new guy, she receives a slip of paper with his name and a number on it, the exact amount of time they will be together. So like she'll just receive a piece of paper that says like Martin, 3 days, and then she's like, who the fuck is Martin? And then shortly after that, she'll like meet somebody named Martin and she'll know that they're only going to be together for 3 days, or different things like that. So it's like a scenario where she knows how long she's going to be with the guy that she's currently dating. Like I just think that's so fascinating. It kind of sounds like that one episode of Black Mirror, that like Hang the DJ or something. So I am really looking forward to this one. I'm going to be reading it for that reading vlog. Another one that I'm planning to read for that reading vlog is this one called The Band. This one is an ARC copy that I have and it goes on sale in April, on April 16th. And this one just sounds like it's going to be a really fun time. I've been hearing some really great things about this and a lot of people have been reaching out and recommending this book to me because it sounds like it would be right up my alley. Because in this book, I'm not sure exactly what the genre is. I do think it's more like contemporary literary fiction, but it says that we're following the eldest member and the visual of a Korean boy band at the apex of global superstardom, but when his latest solo single accidentally leads to controversy, he's abruptly cancelled. I just think it's going to be a really interesting read because it says it's darkly funny, whip smart, and indicating portrayal of mental health and public obsession, fandom, and cancel culture. The band bitingly considers the many ways in which love and fame can devolve into something far more sinister when their demands are unmet. It just sounds like it's going to be a really interesting time. I'm always up for books that are like very intense social commentary about celebrities and just kind of diving into the idea of cancel culture, especially within the K-pop scene. That's not exactly something that I've read before. And then in that vlog, I think I'm also going to be reading Kill for Me, Kill for You. This is another thriller arc that I have that goes on sale March 19th. And this author is an internationally best-selling author. He's the same author as that book that I read that was called 13. I read that a number of years ago now, but I really enjoyed that one when I read it. And this one has been getting so much praise. Like people that are reading this are just absolutely loving it. I've been seeing good reviews all over the place with this book, so I'm really excited to read this. It sounds like it's going to be right up my alley too with what I like in thrillers because it takes place in New York City, you know, like that's the first box ticked off right there. And it's like one of those stories that kind of feels like Strangers on a Train or something, or like that's what the premise is giving me because it says two strangers meet by chance over drinks. They realize they have so much in common. As they talk into the night, they come up with the perfect plan. If you kill for me, I'll kill for you. And it's like, I love that trope of like two strangers meeting and then they decide to like commit murder for each other. So it's like they would never be suspected because they're not a part of their lives. Like it's so fascinating to me. It says on the back, Kill for Me, Kill for You is a razor sharp psychological thriller about two ordinary women who make a dangerous pact after being pushed to the brink. I've just been hearing really great things. I'm so excited about this. Like I really think this could be a new favorite, so I can't wait to read it. Some other books that I'm planning to read in the month of January include Hello Beautiful. This is one that I recently picked up from Book of the Month that I am so excited to read. This one, from what I understand, it's more of a literary fiction or like contemporary kind of story. I've just been seeing this on a lot of people's like favorite books of the year list for 2023, especially on Instagram. And to be honest, I don't really know what this is about, but something that really interests me is that this book says it's kind of inspired by Little Women, which I'm like, wait, what? Like Little Women is one of my favorite books of all time. Like that's like one of the only classics I really truly love. And so the fact that this is like somewhat inspired by Little Women, like what do you mean? So this is a book that I'm definitely hoping to read in the month of January. It's kind of hard for me to pick out my TBR for one video that I'm trying to work on in the month of January. So I don't actually know all of the books that I'm going to be reading this month yet because I would really like to do a video this month that's going to be something like reading BookTube's favorite books of 2023. And I'm slowly but surely building a TBR that has a lot of books that I want to read. So hopefully I can include this book in a video like that. I'm just waiting and watching a lot of people's best books of the year videos. And through those videos, I'm like building a small TBR. I want to read like maybe 4 or maybe 5 books for that video. But I do have a few books already that I think are going to appear on the list that I'm really excited about. I think my goal for that video is to read books that I'm already invested in or that I already have on my TBR and that I want to read. And so I'm really excited and looking forward to a video like that. I think it'll be really fun. So yeah, those are all of the books that I'm trying to read in the month of January. I'm so excited for Winterween. I have so many different plans for like reading vlogs this month and different videos. I'm going to be doing a video soon that's like my 2024 goals video that I try to do every year that I'm really excited about, and it'll include more of a TBR for the entire year of 2024 in that video. I'm also going to be doing a video that's like my most anticipated books of 2024 because it is such a long list. So there are lots of things coming. I'm going to be posting a book haul very soon, like my first book haul of the year. So there's so much to look forward to in the month of January. Also, if you haven't heard, if you missed the announcement, I announced announced a Trova trip that's going to be happening in the year of 2024. So if you want to go to Italy with me this year in the month of October, I will have the link down below that has all of the information. I could not be more excited about this trip. We're going to be staying in some of the coastal cities of Italy. The trip is 7 days long in October. It's happening from the 13th through the 19th. I already have 6 early bird spots that are taken and booked, so I only have 6 early bird spots left, and the early bird discount gives you $100 off the trip price. So once those 6 are gone, that price is not available anymore. I would really love for you to come on this trip. If you have any questions about the trip or anything that you're not certain about, you can always feel free to reach out to me either on Instagram DMs or via email. I would be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. And like, oh my gosh, I could not be more excited about the fact that we're going to be going to Italy together in 2024. All of the people who have signed up so far are such sweet humans, and I think it's going to be such a fun group to travel to Italy with. So very excited for Italy. If you're thinking about joining, just so you know, you don't have to pay the full amount of the trip up front. You only have to pay 25% of the trip in order to claim your spot. So if you're thinking about going and you want to claim that early bird spot so you can save $100, you only have to put the 25% of the trip down. You don't have to put the full 100% of like how much the trip costs at once, which is really awesome and really cool that Trova Trip does that. I am so excited to host my first Trova Trip this year. There's so much to look forward to in the year of 2024, so I hope you can make it and you can consider joining the trip to Italy this year. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you very soon with another video. Bye!